Hello, what's up? I'm Caitlin McKegg. I am a real estate broker here in Phoenix, Arizona. Welcome back to my channel for another Monday market update. If you're new here, every Monday I do an update on what's going on in the Phoenix real estate market so you can plan to buy, sell, rent, or invest, whatever it is that you're looking to do in the market, or just keep up to date on what's going on. I have Cleo over there sleeping in the corner. You might be able to see her. She's joining us today, and Zoe is enjoying the weather outside right now. All right, well, if you're new here, make sure you hit subscribe and the bell for notifications. You don't want to miss these market updates every Monday, and I also post other videos throughout the week, anything having to do with Phoenix real estate. Well, let's jump in. Last week, you guys gave me some good feedback on my high-tech whiteboard. So we're going to go back to that this week and keep that up. It's a lot easier than the regular whiteboard and sounds like you guys enjoyed it. So let me get this up here. I've got it all written out this week, all prepared. So let's jump right in. So I have two city names here, Paradise Valley and Gold Canyon. The reason I have these two right here is because these two cities are the only cities where we are seeing more homes being sold for under the list price than going above list price or at list price. So if you are a buyer in either one of those cities, you should be excited. And if you're not, maybe you want to switch your focus there because we're actually selling homes in those two cities for under the listing price, which is pretty much unheard of in this market right now. Now, why would that be happening here? Paradise Valley is the most expensive area in the Phoenix area. A lot of homes in there are selling for millions of dollars, like 3 million to 10 million, 15 million. It really depends, but let's be honest, most of us are not spending that much money on our homes. So the buyer pool is much smaller in Paradise Valley, therefore not as much competition and therefore a bit more negotiating power for a buyer. Gold Canyon, I'm not entirely sure what is going on there, but my guess is that their demand is probably not quite as high as compared with the supply that they have, and therefore a bit more negotiation can happen on the buyer side. So if you're looking to get a home for list price or below, focus in on Paradise Valley and Gold Canyon. So moving on, Cave Creek and Chandler. Why do I have these two here? So Cave Creek, I have a number of 103.52 next to it, and Chandler 103.32. These numbers are the average percentage of list price as compared to the final sales price. So for instance, Cave Creek homes are selling for 103.52% of the list price. And in Chandler, 103.32% of the list price. So that means that we're consistently getting over listing price in both of these cities by about 3.52% in Cave Creek and 3.32% in Chandler. Now for context, I want to share that 2 years ago, Cave Creek was at 98.42% of the list price and Chandler was at 99.30% of the list price. So we've certainly come a long way in the last 2 years as far as what the norm is in both of those cities. So if you're thinking about selling your house and you have a house in either Cave Creek or Chandler, it might be something that you want to think more seriously about because you're clearly getting above that list price more often than not in these cities. So if that's something you want to know about what you could get for your home, check the description below. I have a link for an instant home value or just reach out to me for a CMA. All right, moving on, I have this number here, 32 months. What is this? 32 months is the number of months Phoenix has led the list of home price appreciation throughout the nation. So the Case-Shiller home price index is looked at on a monthly basis, and then they do look backs per quarter. Phoenix has consistently been in the #1 spot for having the most home price appreciation in the nation for the last 32 months. Kind of insane. The national average of home price appreciation is 19.2%, and Phoenix is sitting at 32.6%. So not a huge shock that we're leading that list when we have 32% and the average is 19. So yay, Phoenix. It's been a long time since we haven't been number one on that list. We'll see how that continues throughout this year. So let's jump into talking about the CMI, which I know most of you are here for. If you're new here, this is all from the Cromford report. The Cromford report is a subscription that I have, and it is for realtors to be able to understand more about the market and share that with their clients. And so I come here every Monday to share that with all of you. The CMI is the Cromford Market Index, which is their proprietary algorithm that is an index and helps us understand supply and demand factors in our market. Basically, the number should be around 100 when we're in a balanced market. And if that number is anywhere above 110, we're in a seller's market, and anywhere below 90, we're in a buyer's market. If we are above 110 in that seller's market range, that tells us that prices are going to continue to increase, and they always will continue to increase until we come back to more of a balanced state. Now, this week we're sitting at 441.7, so well above 110. That has continued to slowly decline over the last few weeks and a couple of months, really. And that's largely because our demand has started to go down. So this week we're at 106.1 for demand, which means that we're 6.1% above normal for our demand. And supply is just doing the same thing, just sitting right there at 24, which is 76% below normal supply. So low supply, above normal demand, that pushes this number up here. It pushes us further into a seller's market where prices continue to increase because we have more buyers than sellers. So that's where we sit this week with the CMI. Really no crazy movements with the CMI, which is a good thing, but we'll see how things change because interest rates have continued to go up. We're going into the busiest month of our season here in Phoenix. March and April have the highest number of contracts. We have a lot of people here visiting and decide to buy a second home or decide to move here. So right now is our busiest time. So we'll see if that CMI starts to go up over the next couple months and then tapers off in the summer. That would be my guess. And that's a little bit more typical of what we do here in Phoenix, but you never know. Ever since COVID, nothing has really been typical. So anyway, that is all I have for my market update this week. I hope this information is helpful for you. Comment your questions below if you have any questions. And again, do you like this whiteboard? Should I keep doing the high-tech whiteboard? Let me know your thoughts. If there's anything that I can do for you as far as an instant home valuation, a CMA, or a home search, look in the description below. I have links for all of that. You can also reach out to me with your questions anytime by call, text, or email. Thanks so much for coming to my channel and watching this video. I'm Caitlin McKegg with the Desert Dreamers team at HomeSmart.